Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look and feel.
Alright,
1, 2, 3.
dildos! Alright, so we're continuing the writing of our movie, which, now that I think about it, we don't have a name for it yet. We should come up for a name.
Yeah, it was called The Paramour.
Is that what are we calling it?
I think that was our, at least,
Working
working
title?
title. I don't know if we'd stick with it.
Is it really?
Yeah, as I recall, we did come up
Yeah,
with
it
one.
actually makes sense.
Because we Googled, like, the male mistress and the
Oh,
Paramour
yeah,
was
you're
the
right.
closest thing.
Okay. And that's kind of the catalyst for all the events,
Sophisticated.
right? Okay. So let's go through the sequence of events as the movie would open.
Okay, do you want to read them out?
We can go back and forth, so I got this. So, the first thing, Richard and Margaret start out at a cabin. Margaret is obviously being a bitch to Richard. This is because, of course, she suspects he's gay, or knows he's gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is just after her sweet, sweet money. This establishes the bad relationship between Richard and Margaret. Subtle clue about Elaine and Sebastian being together. So, a subtle clue that Margaret knows about Elaine having sex with Sebastian.
Why is that a subtle clue? Because
we want to drop that she knows that. She's supposed to know this, right?
Oh. No, she doesn't.
And why do we have subtle clue about it?
I don't know. Because up above we have suspects. She suspects that Margaret knows, but Margaret doesn't know.
Is this just a clue to the readers?
Margaret is obviously being a bitch to many slights. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the second part of that sentence is not right.
We'll come back to it. Put question marks. Alright, so after that we got the car scene. Sebastian is driving on the way to the party, talking on the phone. Established that he's the business dude. Subtle clues if you listen a second time about banging a dude's wife. Keychain of a home, but it's slightly broken because he's a home wrecker. One of the lines of dialogue we have is, I'm on the way to the owner's families. She's there now. Yeah, she's going to be there too. So subtle clues about that. Sebastian shows up next, helps set up dinner, establishes Elaine and Sebastian relationship, and Margaret knows, or at least is suspicious. More hints. So she's suspecting.
Okay, she's suspicious.
So we're dropping clues that she suspects this whole thing. Oh. She will directly ask Sebastian about Elaine and how she's doing. So asking Sebastian about Elaine. So there's the subtle clue too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just a clue, like it's a weird thing, right, to ask the business manager how Elaine is doing.
Okay.
Alright. So then we have Katie, the daughter. She's in her car getting ready. Complained to a friend about her bitch mother and how she knows everything is going to her son. Friend. Unnamed friend who doesn't matter. Friend is a male who is not married. Also mention her ex. I don't know why I married him. Leaves apartment to go to junk car. She's rushing. Hint a divorce inside the apartment. So, she's getting a divorce. Or has had a divorce.
Yeah.
Had a divorce. And she's the last one we established because she would be, obviously, the one that shows up late to stuff. That's who she is. So, Charles and Elaine car scene. Elaine B. Preggers, big old belly. Oh, he's kicking. Charles obviously doesn't care, but pretends to care. Charles is a bit overdressed. Some more subtle clues about that. Charles is top.
What?
It's important to know that.
Charles
apparently.
is a top. I do like how we established that.
Cool.
They are the trophy wife and husband. Charles should mention Richard.
Okay. Elaine should mention Sebastian. Not married too long, 3 or 5 years. Okay. Enter Charles and Elaine, the beard. Preggers Elaine. So that's what we're going to have to call her from now on. Preggers Elaine. Alright, established son for Charles and Elaine is the whore wife. Knowing glance between...
Establish son for Charles and Elaine is the whore wife.
How do I read that sentence?
I'm trying to understand it too. Establish son
For Charles. So Charles' son...
Charles doesn't have a son. His wife is pregnant.
Yeah, why did we say son?
I don't know. I don't write this.
Establish son for Charles and Elaine is...
Maybe I should.
You watch me type all this stuff, to be fair.
We were both drunk.
That's true.
Establish
Knowing glance
son
between
for
Charles and
Charles
Richard.
and
Simultaneously, knowing glance. Okay, so...
Yeah, none of that makes sense. The whole sentence is nonsense.
Yeah, I don't understand that sentence. Establish son for Charles and Elaine is the whore wife.
Okay, it's hard to parse.
Establish... We're going to put question marks around that because I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean.
Establish son for Charles and Elaine.
So...
Okay, wait. I think we're establishing the son is Charles. We need to establish the relationship between Margaret and Charles is a mother-son relationship.
Okay.
We establish that this is his whore wife.
Gotcha. Establish...
I didn't type that whole thing.
Okay, establish...
He put a lot of O's in it, though, to really bring home the point.
Margaret's relationship with her son.
And that, Elaine.
Okay, that makes way more sense now. So what's the relationship with Margaret and Charles? Charles is like
I think it was understood that the Margaret was really strict with Charles and forbid him to do this and that. Nick,
Yes.
you fuck up the audio again.
No, I didn't.
No, I can hear
You
you.
did?
Whoa, what are you doing?
No, you're supposed to turn up the recording so that it's not so small.
Oh, yeah,
It's
turn
not very loud.
up the
There you
audio.
go. I might have to boost some of our previous one.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Still very small. Is that correct?
I don't know. Do you want us to go back and listen to it?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, you want us
Yeah, I mean, I see blips, but
You wanna
they're
stop
kinda
it
small.
and
Honestly, it
to
wasn't.
restart? It might...
No. I can see it definitely recording now, and you know what? This little, you could redo this portion,
Yeah, that's
right?
fine. I can increase the volume there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So we're establishing that the relationship between Margaret and Charles is good. Or that, Margaret likes Charles as a son, but doesn't like the whore wife.
Well, no, but at some point we need to have Charles think that Margaret thinks that he's gay, even though Margaret actually thinks that Richard's gay. Little does she know they're both gay.
Yeah.
She thinks Richard's gay.
But we're establishing
He needs to
the-
confuse that as thinking he's gay.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. We're establishing that relationship that Margaret likes her son, Charles.
Yeah. Well, but how do you have her like her son and he thinks he's going to be written out of the will because Margaret thinks he's gay?
No,
Because it's
I-
No. We're
gay.
just establishing
Establish something.
previously, the relationship usually is Margaret likes Charles, the son, right? But hates Katie,
Okay.
the daughter. Is that what
Yeah,
we're
Margaret.
establishing?
Yeah, but I think we
Margaret favors
established.
the son.
I think we established that with Katie,
Okay, I see what you're
right?
saying.
Yeah.
Katie.
Just from the
Shit on your
dichotomy of
daughter
Katie
and
being
then
treated
praise
like
your
shit,
son at the
we
same
get.
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't show the relationship between Margaret and the son being so warm because at some point he needs to get confused and think that she thinks he's gay.
Yeah. So what
We also
exactly
need
do
to
we mean by establish
that
Margaret's
Margaret is,
relationship with her son?
homophobic.
Then? What relationship are we establishing?
Just
No,
it-
I
no.
think it's Margaret that's being really strict with her son.
That's fine. The point is, the establish is there's in no way, shape, or form any point where we say this is the son of that woman.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
This is the
Establish
business
the
manager
actual
of
fact
the
that
company.
that
This
his
is
son.
the actual son, and that is his
They're
wife.
going on Christmas vacation, right?
I know, but it's still not. Is
Family
the
picture on the wall.
is the pregnant woman the daughter, or is she through marriage?
There we go.
Which is the
I see
real
what I see what we're
relation.
saying. We need to actually establish the fact that Margaret is the mother
Yes,
and Elaine is
we
the
need
whore
to
wife.
make sure
She is
all
not
the
the
family
daughter.
ties are understood. Right?
I get the sentence.
That's the
now.
establish.
Woo, it was way more simple than it could have been. So I have established Margaret is the mother
It's
of
simple.
Charles. And
She
Elaine.
can say, hello, son. That's easy enough.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's it.
Just have Charles to call her like a mother.
Yeah.
That's all that needs to happen. I didn't want to get that complicated. Just saying we need to make sure we put something
There we go.
to make sure the audience would know this.
Charles says, hi, mother. That's not necessarily what's going to happen, but just so we know in future.
And yes, I know, Chloe, you want her to be strict. I think everyone will get that because she's just going to be a bitch throughout the whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be. Okay, so Katie comes in late, of course. Everyone acknowledges this, Margaret especially. Charles is never late, would be her line. There would definitely be a line in there. Which establishes the thing that I was just saying previously. So the dinner scene. Nom nom nom. More hints about the whole setup of everything. Setups for motives and Margaret clever clues about her suicide. So what's some clever clues we could have about her suicide? Stuff like, I bet if I just died, no one would care type stuff.
That's not a bad idea.
Something of that establishment.
No, that just sounds depressed.
Yeah, that's too... I think that's too
I said
strong.
something like that. Something of that. Like you guys wouldn't even care if I wasn't here or something like that.
Like, no one in this family cares about me anymore. It seems... Or I don't know. We'll figure it out later in the actual dialogue.
Yeah. Alright. Night time. So during the night, Margaret kills herself in the early morning, so around 7:30. This is not shown on the screen, obviously, because this is part of the whole thing.
Mystery.
So the viewers don't know that she's killed herself, just like the characters don't know that she's killed herself.
Mm-hmm.
Elaine screams. She has morning sickness, so she's the one that gets up in the morning and to witness the dead body.
Yeah.
Everyone comes to the scene.
Wait, hold on. How does she know?
What do you mean, how does she know?
Or she come
gets
down.
up, goes to the bathroom to puke, presumably.
She sees
and
the
then
dead
she
body.
Walks out. Where's the dead body?
In the living room.
I think it was... Yeah, it's downstairs. So why does she go downstairs? The bathroom must
That's
be
where
downstairs.
the bathroom is. Well, it's out in a cabin,
doesn't
right?
have
There are
one
not
in
going
a
to be
guest
multiple
room.
bathrooms.
Okay.
No, it's... Well, is it a cabin? Because it's got to have 2 floors, right? You can't just kill yourself like 3 feet away from somebody.
True.
Yeah, it seems reasonable to have one bathroom at least for each floor. I don't think that's the design would be only one bathroom.
She goes and gets a glass of water
There you go.
after her morning sickness.
That's
to
easily
clear
solved.
her...
Because she just
her,
threw
so
up, so she wants a
down
glass
to
of
the
water.
kitchen.
Yeah, a glass of...
Okay.
Like, she threw up. She wants to,
She
wash
went
her
to
mouth.
the kitchen, then she
Some water.
walked past the living room,
Yeah.
and she saw that.
And that also establishes her morning sickness to begin with. So, like, she'll puke before she sees the body.
Yeah, there we
All right.
go, I guess.
And then she puked again.
Talk about why they're not calling the police immediately or leaving. Thunderstorm took out phones, established they're stuck. So obviously she screams, everyone comes downstairs, they see everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it all unravels. Side scene where he feels out his feel up Charles. What?
Dude, you gotta be more explicit. Who is feeling out who? Charles is feeling out Richard, or Richard is
What?
I think
feeling
Richard.
out Charles? His feel up. Okay.
Well,
So
explain
Richard,
this to
like,
me.
casually touches.
But Chloe doesn't understand. Feels out is feel up. Feels out would mean you're trying to figure out what they think of something, and his feel up is he's feeling them up,
So
No.
Richard basically subtly
like-
touches Charles in a sexual way.
Groping?
What? Yes.
Groping?
Yeah,
Groping,
groping.
yeah.
Yeah, groping's a good.
Okay.
I like where I just put he, though, to make it really confusing. Alright, so Richard the lover, he knows he is being framed. Most obvious person he thinks is framing him is Sebastian, who's doing this for him.
So wait. What is Richard feeling out his feel up for?
Yeah, exactly.
He's trying to. Okay, so
So imagine they all saw a dead body.
Yeah, now
He's
he's
trying to
touching him up. Yeah, why did we have that?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
his feel up Charles.
Wait, side scene doesn't mean like it's a cut scene.
No, I think that means away from the rest of the family. Because, so he wouldn't want it to be obvious that he's trying to ask what's going on.
Maybe this is
I think-
as everyone else is rushed. No, it says now it all unravels.
I'm pretty sure there's a reason we have this.
Yeah.
This happens before. Like, the timeline-wise...
I think you got it the other way. I think Charles is trying to figure out... No, wait. Charles is the one that actually hit everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Charles wants to ask Richard if he really did it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Right? So you got to switch the two names there.
Gotcha. So we had it backwards.
I think.
Charles feels out his feel up Richard. Richard, the lover, knows he's being framed. Most obvious person he thinks is framing him is Sebastian, who's doing it for Elaine.
Yeah, so that's how he thinks he's being framed. Because Charles has just basically informed him that it looks like you did this, I hit everything.
Yeah.
So let's put that in 14. He gets informed that it looked like he's being framed.
lets Richard know he hid all the items that were framing him, but wants to know if he really did it. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Alright.
I think this is starting to make sense. Be a little more coherent, right?
So, next bullet point. Richard, the lover, he knows he's being framed. Most obvious person he thinks is framing him is Sebastian,
Correct.
who's doing this for Elaine. So, if it is really Sebastian, why didn't he frame Charles in the first place?
Why would Sebastian frame Charles instead of Richard?
Like, okay, so we know that the daughter is definitely out of the will, right?
Yeah.
So...
Well,
okay. So why didn't Richard think... Okay.
We weave such a
So
web
someone
with
wants
this
all
show.
the money.
yeah. I know. What's that?
Someone wants all the money,
Yeah.
right?
Not every character's motivation is money, though.
I know.
Okay.
Richard is being framed, right?
Uh-huh.
Why did he think Sebastian was doing it rather than Charles was doing it?
Why would he... Charles? Charles is the one that just said he covered up for him. Why would you go, I framed you, but I removed all
I framed
evidence I
you,
left?
and then I removed it all.
Yeah, obviously he doesn't... He's the one that just told him that he found the body and found all that stuff.
Okay.
And so he thinks that Sebastian would frame him because Richard obviously knows there's a relationship between himself and Charles, right? So he's pretty sure that's not.
He's pretty sure Elaine's
the kid.
preggers is not from Charles.
Yeah.
Ooh, do we need to
Yeah.
establish that Charles always uses a condom? Because if
Chris, what do you-
if he's married, he's gonna have
Let's
sex
put
with
it in the
Elaine.
dinner conversation.
Right?
Dinner conversation banter.
But I'm just
By the
saying,
way, did you know my son always uses a
This
condom?
would be a side scene
Unlike
with-
you, Katie.
this would be a side scene with Charles and Elaine, right? Before all
No,
this happened.
yeah, that's too much, man.
Do you think?
I don't know if you need. That's hard to just drop into a conversation.
No, it's not.
If
they're trying to if she's getting touchy-feely or something. Or, well, I guess their marriage is kind of falling apart already. They're not getting touchy-feely.
I just think it's pretty obvious that Sebastian knows that Charles is gay, and they're not, doing much.
not doing
and that
it very often.
Sebastian never wanted a kid. Or, no, wait, yeah.
Charles.
Charles never wanted a kid.
Okay.
So,
That makes sense then. Okay. So, alright, back to this. So Richard, the lover, knows he's being framed, thinks it's Sebastian who is doing this for Elaine. So slow burn for him hinting at Sebastian. He doesn't know for sure about the relationship between them and Elaine, but they give it away. Okay, so there's a slow burn of arguing, right?
him.
They're arguing about who did this, who might have done it, and he keeps hinting at Sebastian because he thinks they've been chums. Charles would defend Elaine's honor. So why would Charles defend Elaine, though?
Because he doesn't actually know that it's not his baby.
Okay. But then, Sebastian is suspiciously silent. Katie's all like, what the fuck? Slowly dawns on Charles that it might be true. He starts to realize, wait.
Wait, hold on. So Charles doesn't know the baby's not his.
Yes.
Does anyone know that the baby's not his? Anyone else?
Elaine and Sebastian.
Sebastian,
Other than Sebastian
No.
and Elaine.
Richard strongly suspects. That's the point.
Richard strongly suspect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we going to establish that at some point?
Well, let's do dialogue.
Yeah, we'll try to fit that in somewhere, but...
But the whole point is after...
Oh, maybe that's what that was. If you go all the way back up,
Uh-huh.
where we had suspects about the...
Which
They're
number?
Together?
They're together? Number one.
Yeah.
Number one. I think that was the point. I think I figured it out.
Oh.
Down. Richard. It's a subtle clue. Richard knows. Richard
Subtle
knows.
clue that...
The question marks.
Richard.
Subtle clue about an Elaine and Sebastian being together. No. Just where you have the 3 question marks. Put very important. This subtle clue is from Richard to Margaret. So he suspects. We're establishing that he suspects, but Margaret is unaware.
So it's a subtle clue that...
Put a period on line 2. These are separate thoughts.
Huh?
Right
here?
Establishes bad relationship between Richard and Margaret. Period. Yes.
Subtle clue about Elaine and Sebastian being together.
There we
Very
go, thank
important.
you.
This clue is from Richard to Margaret. So Richard gives a subtle clue that'll... Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yes. Richard thinks this is true.
So Richard gives a subtle clue about the Sebastian and Elaine relationship. Okay, that makes all more
Okay.
sense now. Alright, so Charles starts to defend Elaine's honor because he doesn't think this is true, but Sebastian is really quiet. Katie's just chilling in the background like, this is fucking redonkulous what's happened. I thought I was the fuck up. And it slowly dawns on Charles that this all might be true through all the talk. He gets that face like, oh shit. Elaine is also suspiciously silent. Katie be like, damn. So we're just establishing this is all
What?
blowing up, right? This is all blowing up through arguing and stuff.
Yeah.
You've been fucking him, haven't you? Is that baby even mine? Elaine is just blank. So Charles throws that out, I assume that is Charles.
No, it's Katie. Katie's saying that dialogue.
Elaine is...
For
hey,
some unknown reason.
I want to make clear
So-
on our notes this time, okay?
Yeah.
So who blew this up? Like, who triggered this conversation to let
Oh.
you know?
So slow burn
Richard.
for him hinting at Sebastian. That's Richard.
Slow burns this.
Slow burn, meaning he's like subtly hinting at Sebastian that it was you. It's because, like, not definitely saying it, you're sleeping with Katie and you're doing this because...
Sleep with Elaine.
Sorry, Elaine, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's until Sebastian...
Okay, fine. Go
But
on.
then it
Blows
all
up.
blows up, and Charles actually calls her out. I think it's one of those realization moments where he starts realizing all these things that have been going on add up.
Yeah.
And then Sebastian eventually comes out with it, but I didn't kill Margaret. So he comes out with like, yeah, fine. I've been doing Elaine and everything, but I didn't kill Margaret. So that's where we ended. So everything has blown up, and we've established, now everybody knows
Yeah.
the Elaine-Sebastian relationship.
Taking us 25 minutes to get there, but yeah.
Hey, it's alright, we got her.
So, but I didn't kill Margaret. Okay.
So what do we need to establish after that? What's important? Do we? How bloody are we getting
we
with
need
this?
more-
Are people going to start like killing each other? Is this going to be like a dark
I
film?
don't think so. I guess you got to figure out who did it. I don't. Let's just see where it
Okay,
takes us.
that's true.
So we finally have people knowing things they didn't know before, right? So now everyone knows about the relationship.
So what's the first thing that would happen after Elaine and Sebastian are called out? Charles is going to blow up, right? Even more.
Charles, yeah, we could do.
Charles is going to have a
Charles doing
conniption, right?
something.
Even though he's gay.
But what I still think, but I didn't kill Margaret. Won't people respond to that?
In what way?
Like, what do you think people would react to that?
I feel like this is end of the
All right,
first
Katie's been
episode.
silent this whole time. What's Katie
Should we
doing?
have the second one?
This is a movie, not a series.
Fine, cutscene then.
Yeah. No, I feel like somebody would respond to that.
Well, that's
right?
why I feel like
Don't have to. I like to leave it hanging.
So I feel like Richard would still, even if he, like...
Katie's really slow here.
Yeah,
no, I don't think she's slow. Katie's just like, what the fuck is happening? Like, that might be something she says a couple of times, like, what the fuck? holy shit. Like, she's in the background.
She's
of
the
this
real
whole
ditzy
situation.
girl.
Yeah, she's just like watching this all blow up because she's not actually a part of any of this drama.
Okay, so
Juicy. Bring me the popcorn.
let's go one by one. What do you think Richard would...
Okay, so
Richard should say...
Richard wouldn't care, right? He already knows this. This just... I knew it.
No, the whole reason he brought this out was because he suspects Sebastian, so he says, I didn't kill her. He would be like, yeah, you did, motherfucker. Caught you.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's
You
true.
just admitted to the motive that I just found. Richard should say, like, then who did? You're the only one that makes sense.
Sebastian
You're the only one with
out.
motivation.
He's also the business manager, so he might, like... Could he have been skimming money this whole time, too?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, you've probably been skimming money, too.
Yeah. Not that he
There
necessarily
you go.
has
Throw
been.
that in there. You've probably been skimming money the whole time, too. She must have known.
You think Margaret is...
And that wasn't enough.
What? How would killing her get him more?
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't get on the will, would he? And she found out.
I don't know. I feel like we just added yet another motive that...
What do you mean?
Yeah, let's just throw it in there.
Well, this isn't necessarily the actual motive. This is what he's going to think right away.
Well, at first he thought it was because she's banging the son. Or wait, he's cheating with the son's wife. Now he also thinks it's because he's stealing money. So now he has two motives.
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with two motives, though? That just makes him a
I don't
stronger
know. It's just
suspect.
unnecessary complication.
This just...
Why does he also need to be skimming money too?
But doesn't this just add more reasons for him to do it? Like,
I know. And you didn't like her wallpaper choices.
and you thought she was a real
choice never
bitch.
popped.
Yeah. I mean, like, he had one motive. He caught him making that. Why would you add, like, another motive?
He caught him making what?
Well, he caught him having a motive that would be... No, okay, here's
Well, this
how,
is just blowing it up. He's trying to convince everyone else, right? So he's going to throw shit at him, right? He doesn't necessarily even believe that he's been skimming money.
No, I feel like this is superfluous. This is completely unnecessary. I think... So, what should happen is Richard calls Sebastian. Sebastian be like, but why would I kill her, right? Mm-hmm. That would be the logical reaction. Why would I kill her just because I was having an affair?
Okay.
And Richard would have to say, because she knew. She knew too.
Is that really a strong enough reason to kill somebody? That was my point. Like, is that really a strong enough reason?
Yeah.
Like, you knew I was sleeping with somebody, so I killed you?
Okay, that's a good point. Let's get a...
That's why I'm saying
Skimming,
add
like,
in
you're
the
not gonna
skimming
kill a lady,
as
too.
a double.
No,
You're the
that's
only one that
Margaret
makes
threatening to
sense.
do something to him.
Yeah, well, she's gonna fire him.
Oh, okay, that's
Just
good.
Obviously.
skimming the
She
money.
was going...
I don't think so.
No, fire her because he's banging the daughter-in-law.
But if I were Margaret, I'll hire someone to kill that dude. I don't care if he's fired or not.
Okay, well, still, she's gonna do something about it. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely enough of a motive to take care of the problem.
Mm-hmm. So I would say, like, he received a box of someone's picture that's being teared down or something, like, or received the bullets.
What?
Jesus, bullets.
Are you talking about, like,
This isn't a
blackmail?
Western movie anymore.
No, like, so Sebastian is skimming, right? Also
No.
banging his daughter-in-law.
No skimming. We don't need the
No
skimming.
skimming. We got rid of the
skimming.
skimming.
Is unnecessary addition.
Fine.
But what was I was going to say something. Your life would be ruined. Oh, and you needed to get rid of her before she told Charles. Because Charles is going to get everything, and he'd know, and then you still wouldn't get your job. That's the gist of what you
Say that
Not
again?
in that exact
And
way.
you need to get rid of her because...
So,
No.
she
Before
needed
she
to get
told
rid of her
Charles.
before she told Charles.
Because...
Because if Charles knew, obviously he's not going to keep his job.
You'd be fired.
Yeah, I don't think we need
This isn't necessarily the actual quote. This is just the summary of why he's saying something.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. So there we go.
Well, he's going to defend himself now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is anybody else going to chime in the middle of this, or are they just watching this shit go down? Like Charles?
Yeah, Katie and Elaine haven't been doing much. What do you think?
I think Katie
Elaine just starts crying.
Comment like, I thought I'm the one who fucks up.
I think Elaine starts crying
Katie
and breaking
can say, like,
down.
and I thought I was the what's like the fuck up of the family? I was the one with drama.
I thought I'm the black sheep.
Nah, black sheep. I thought they're not black sheep. They just have a lot more drama than they were letting on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I think Elaine crying.
Yeah,
that makes
she starts
sense.
crying. She's all hormonal. Everything's been revealed that she's preggers with somebody else's baby. Wait.
And I think Chloe's like.
Did we actually establish that the baby's
I thought
not?
I was the one with all the drama.
We didn't establish in the conversation that they're calling out that the baby's not even Charles. That.
Yeah, we did. Or Charles is.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Is
Charles
the baby
questioned.
even mine?
Maybe
What's
that's
that?
what needs to chime in. Did she ever answer?
Katie.
No, they went instead onto Sebastian's the killer.
And her reaction, anyways, is to cry. Okay.
Oh, I got a good one. So Katie could sarcastically comment like, I thought it's a Murphy's show.
What?
So when the Charles starts suspecting, like, is this baby even mine?
Uh-huh.
And Katie could comment like, what, is that the Murphy show now?
The Murphy Show.
I think she means
Jerry Springer?
one guy with that's
who's
it's
the
not
father?
yeah it's not your baby. You are not. the father. Who
Maury.
is that guy?
I
Maury.
don't know.
Maury, not
Maury
Murphy.
show.
Maury.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Now it makes sense. I get it.
Uh-huh.
The Maury Pope.
Or maybe we just have Maury burst through the wall like the Kool-Aid guy style and be like, "You are not the father."
The
And then
test
Katie's
results
the
showed
one
that was a
once
lie.
Everybody felt silent.
Mm?
That would be great.
Mm.
Okay, so
Just like that.
Richard calls out why Sebastian would do all this. Elaine just starts crying like a preggers. What's Sebastian do? Reply.
He starts murdering everybody.
Takes out a Glock and kills them bitches.
I feel like he should try to redirect blame to somebody else.
That's a good
so
idea.
He can get it going.
The classic.
Who would be the next most likely person? And what does he know that would guide him
To point to somebody else.
suspect somebody else?
Does he know that Charles is gay?
Well, he's banging his wife, and he doesn't seem to mind that he's not getting any.
Yeah. So he could be the one that starts calling out Charles as the gay son.
Yeah, somebody needs to
Yeah.
reveal that. Obviously, Charles and Richards aren't going to go, by the way,
By the way, we've been fucking busted.
So, I don't think we had anyone but them knowing, so we need that to come out somehow.
Yeah, does it make
Well,
sense
okay,
that
he's gonna
Sebastian
say-
would be the one, right?
Yeah, so he should say, like, somehow he's going to question, like, what were they doing when they left for a moment on each other?
Yeah.
Like, with each other?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do it.
I think he would immediately suspect Richard, right? Because
he's
Richard's the one that's
going
going
hard,
blame to
yeah,
him.
Back,
So I think
back.
he
Richard.
would almost...
So Sebastian throws it back
like
at
you really
Richard.
loved her. Obviously, since he's the bottom, he's probably the gayer one, so he's like totally...
But, so why would why would he kill Margaret? For the money, right? So that's an easy throwback. You're just with her for the money. You don't even like women.
We all know it.
Boop.
What did she do? Change her will tonight and you just couldn't wait?
Oh, burns.
Okay. So now we got some stuff thrown out here now.
Somehow we need to pull Charles back into this. So now we've established Sebastian.
Does he defend Richard?
But,
What?
He might
that?
defend Richard.
Richard is definitely gay.
Oh yeah, Richard, sorry. Yeah, so Charles goes to defend Richard. That's good.
This seems suspicious. Because he just found out Elaine has been sleeping with Sebastian, right?
So how about Katie? Katie knows that Charles has always been a little gay, and now she's like...
yeah, that makes sense.
Katie is doing...
Because they grew up together,
Yeah.
right? And that's the... Oh, maybe Katie knows where Charles' secret stash of gay porn is. Flashback.
So Katie is starting to figure this out, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so I don't know. How do you make the leap from she knows Charles is gay, everyone knows Richard is gay, they must be gay together. That's a big leap,
I don't
right?
think Chloe has it wrong, though, where you start having a couple flashbacks and she starts to, like, you give that insight.
We can't do
No
flashbacks
flashbacks?
in the movie. That's so lame.
Okay, then...
Especially if it's one dinner conversation.
True. But then how do we do this, then? How do you establish that? Did she see something earlier?
Yeah, we gotta think. I mean, we can go back and edit something
Yeah.
to be like, it's strange. No, maybe she's always been suspicious of them together.
I mean, that could be. Why not?
So she has a raised eyebrow when Charles starts defending Richard.
Yeah. That would be good. Subtle enough, huh?
I feel like she wouldn't directly accuse her own brother of
Yeah,
anything, right?
No, I'm with you on this.
She would probably go directly for Richard.
But she's still kind of the quiet one, right? Like, she's soaking up this whole scenario. Like, she's soaking it in, just watching it all blow up.
Yeah. I guess a raised eyebrow might be enough.
Yeah, just surprised the look.
Yeah. But then what next?
Okay.
So who else? Elaine is just crying.
Maybe she
Oh,
burst out,
okay.
like, blame on Richard.
Wait. Yeah, no, wait. I think Elaine can definitely know about the relationship
Elaine can
Yeah.
know about it.
between Sebastian and between Richard and Charles. And that's why she was cheating with Sebastian.
Okay.
She knows,
okay.
you know.
Blurts out in her
She doesn't exactly have to satisfy
Blubbering,
Charles.
crying.
Yeah.
Right? So, Katie suspects, but Elaine...
How does Elaine, like, I think she does blurt out something like, "You've been fucking Charles," or something like that.
Yeah, like... So, how can you blame me for, sleeping with Sebastian when you've been sleeping with Richard this whole time?
No, if you only come by my room.
But you don't have to be subtle. Like,
Oh. I don't know. I'm still trying to, hints.
yeah, I mean, 28 is definitely way too, like, she's not going to say that directly.
No.
Okay.
Okay, we'll warm up to that.
Okay.
we need the high points. Okay, but she's eventually going to blurt out.
Yeah.
These are all
Okay.
eventuals. There's dialogue in between everything we're typing. But she eventually is going to blurt out, "How can you blame me for sleeping with Sebastian when you're sleeping with Richard this whole time, Charles?" I think Katie does a little, like, "I knew it" line, right? Like,
Yeah.
just the, like, "Oh, I knew
So,
it."
then that's why... So is she going to double down on Richard for doing it?
As the killer?
Yeah.
You.
So why would it make so much sense for Richard to have done it?
Because he is obviously
Oh,
sleeping
oh.
with the mom for just the money. If he's also gay, right?
Yeah. And if she found out about the relationship between two of them, Charles and Richard, okay, that means they're both out of the will and she gets everything.
Ah.
Yeah.
So if she would have found out, you would have both been cut out and I would have gotten it all, right?
Makes sense.
Both of them, Charles and
And you're
Richard.
both out of the will.
Yeah.
So Katie's
She would have gotten everything.
Like,
That's an important point.
yeah.
In 29, it's important that means she would have gotten everything.
Which means I would get everything. More exposition.
Okay. Now let's heat this up a little more. No, it was a grizzly bear! I mean, there's a grizzly bear out the the window and he points at himself.
Katie, you've been fucking this bear the whole time, and Margaret found out.
The grizzly are sleeping.
And the grizzly bear says, "No, I always used condoms."
No, I'm a necrophiliac. I only sleep with dead things. And thus we have the Discourse
Alright.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I only did it after she was dead. That's what the grizzly says.
Alright.
Okay.
Charles. Maybe he doesn't care about money. Maybe, like, it's obvious.
He doesn't want people to know this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I think he would defend Richard again.
instead of
Or
himself,
You think? Who else? What's Sebastian doing?
playing with his ding dong.
What?
I feel like Elaine's still doing nothing, and Katie...
She's the one that just blurted out this whole thing.
Yeah. Other than... No, Kate... Yeah, I guess you're right.
She's the one that made
Who
it be
would
known
respond
that
to
Richard
this?
and Charles are fucking.
I would think that Charles would be the one that would respond to our sister.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was starting to write.
Charles, like, defends Sebastian.
Why would
Further.
Charles defend?
We already have him doing that. Richard. Yeah, not Sebastian, obviously.
defend Rich.
Redirects blame to Richard.
Charles
Versus
does.
Sebastian.
Wait,
No,
what?
Charles defends Richard, redirects blame to...
Yeah, because Charles hates Sebastian, right? To the gut.
But it doesn't seem very strong because everyone be fucking everyone.
Yeah.
So he has a weak throwback.
So we need more information to come to light. So now we got the gay relationship out there. We got the wife and
Ooh.
business manager. What?
Where does Charles hide all this shit?
Yeah, but
Does that come up
Well, we don't know. It doesn't matter. But we need this information.
about what?
We need something to come out to further the plot. Otherwise, I mean, we could have people go back and forth all day.
That's what I was. That's what I was trying to think of. If somebody finds the hidden stuff.
So what other information would the audience not know 100% by this point? So
Well, they don't know who actually did it.
They don't know exactly what Margaret actually knew.
Don't know exactly how Margaret died.
Yeah, they don't know how Margaret died.
So
Could they start actually investigating the body and the what happened? Like, could somebody be the voice of reason and be like, "Look, we need to look at this, like, what actually happened and figure out who did this because the police are coming."
Remember, wasn't it like it was gonna be with Sebastian's knife or Richard's
Yeah.
knife that was part of the framing? So like the knife he's cooking with, because he cooks. So
Yeah.
like maybe that's something Sebastian brings up.
Okay.
She looks like she was stabbed by your knife.
No, just wait.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like a normal
No.
thing.
How
right?
would we?
You have to have very specific person to look and know
Yeah.
like what kind of thing.
Could he have like a hunting knife that's always on him, and it's
What
gone?
does a super gay guy have a hunting knife for?
I don't know.
Dude, yeah, you're absolutely right.
I'm trying to throw out a way they would obviously know his knife is missing.
So we gotta get, well, there's gotta be something that if you thought about it would cast more suspicion on somebody, or I don't know.
A boot mark
Gotta
in
get
the
more
blood?
info out.
Well, no.
What's
Why
that?
would there be a boot mark if she did it herself? Unless she purposely made
Oh,
the boot
okay.
mark.
We need to have something that makes Charles everyone's suspicious of Charles. Because no one's actually suspicious of him right now.
Yeah,
Bloodstain.
good point.
From when he cleaned up.
Yeah.
Yeah, boot mark from where he cleaned up.
Wait, no, boot mark?
No, I would say bloodstain was more.
Yeah,
prominent.
like he got up in the middle of the night, right?
So
like
I would
he
say
put on
like
boots.
from his pajama pants, and there's a couple stains of red dots, and then Sebastian saw it and pointed it out.
People just happen to notice it on the exact...
No. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Wait, Charles, there's blood on your pants. Like, in the middle of conversation is pretty good to completely redirect the whole conversation. Is that not... You don't like that? Like, in the middle of conversation, they're going to notice something like that.
At the point where the plot really needed it.
Yes.
That's the part I don't like. If it were something that, like...
Well, that's why I said, why don't
brought
they
out
start
in
investigating the
another less obvious
actual
way,
murder? Like,
what's that?
somebody needs to be the voice of reason and say, look, we're not going to get anywhere just throwing blame. We need to actually look into what's happened here and check everybody for weapons and stuff like that. Somebody needs to actually break it down, right? Let's start actually looking.
So that works. Maybe we'll change it later, but basically, Sebastian definitely needs to bring Charles into the you did it.
But who would be the voice of reason? Do you think it would be Sebastian or Katie?
It will be, surprisingly Katie, even though she's the dramatic one.
No, I think it would be Katie. She seems like the logical one so far.
Yeah. Elaine's too emotional.
Fine.
Guys,
And Sebastian is
they're all
too.
throwing blame to each other. God, she's the only one that doesn't seem suspicious at all.
She's the one that was assuming she...
Which also makes her more suspicious to the audience
Yeah.
that she breaks it down like, hey, maybe we should look into this, guys, and like figure out who did it.
No, I think... Wait. What were you... I thought you were right with Bloodstain or something like that.
No, I was saying Katie should bring it to, hey, let's look at everybody and see if anybody...
No, but I think we...
Like, start searching rooms and
like,
stuff.
What,
Like, I think Katie brings
what
this
is
down.
this, Clue?
Yeah! Like, wouldn't it be?
No.
What, are you really just going to keep throwing blame verbally at
They're
people?
not detectives. No, they should... Yeah, but
If
they
you were part of
verbally
a-
will bring out more information.
If
with
you were
what's been
around
happening.
something, though, and a murder happened, wouldn't you logically at least come to, like, let's check everybody's room and see if anybody has a knife or anything like that?
No, because I'm not a fucking detective.
Instead of verbally... Well, it's a lot better than just throwing blame.
You wouldn't just go, like, look through people's shit. Like, that just... Like, no one goes, I know, I'll stab them and then hide the murder weapon under my bed with a little note saying, I did
Well,
it.
I'm just saying...
That's not how the world works.
Sure? You sure?
I liked your Bloodstain better than that.
You like the bloodstain. The... What do they call it? A MacGuffin?
better
or whatever?
than let's go search things. Yeah.
That's where there's, like, a convenient plot thing.
Yeah, that's the part I don't like about it. Is they didn't notice until now because we needed it now.
Could we show the bloodstain on his pants beforehand? I mean, it's...
It should be very small.
Yeah, it's...
There's some reason they didn't
No,
notice.
I think it should be, like... I mean, we're talking like a couple of drops of blood.
Okay. And then his response is, Richard and I are into some
Wait,
really
wait,
weird
wait.
shit.
Could it be
Whoa.
Sebastian? Somebody's on the floor looking at something, and that's why they see it. Why would somebody get down low? Like, it's on the bottom of his pants.
Oh,
Good point.
Richard gets down low all the time.
I mean, it could be simple, but there's got to be a reason why he sees it.
Yeah,
Instead of
they
just
dropped
convenient
something.
plot.
Somebody should throw something. Who would throw something?
Well, who's the one that's most agitated now?
Elaine's kind of being hormonal. She could throw something on the ground, and Sebastian could pick it up.
I think Charles is, because Charles is like having all those embarrassing come out, and obviously
Well, Elaine, though,
Yeah.
emotional.
Elaine had to admit that her baby is by another man and that her husband is gay. She's stuck in the middle of this crazy sandwich.
Hey, wait. Okay. Wouldn't it be a lot more interesting at 31 if rather than Sebastian saying this, Elaine says it?
Oh, because...
Right? She's been crying.
Yeah.
And then she's like, she wants to get rid of Charles. She wants Sebastian.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Good point.
Elaine just... Because she's
So
been
she's
sitting
been
down
crying this
crying,
whole
and
time.
she's starting to not tear up.
Oh! And this is perfect because Elaine knows he went down early. He actually went down before Katie.
Yeah.
And then she will say,
Oh.
didn't you go down before me? Like, you went down, like...
Didn't you went downstairs
didn't you-
Earlier
in the middle
this
of the
night. Yeah, he went down earlier tonight. See, this is perfect.
See, we needed that. That's what we needed.
Yeah.
It's like she
And now-
kind of slowly realizes this as she sees the blood stain that clicks in type thing.
And now that the blame is redirected for Charles, eventually, Charles is going to admit that he hid everything, and then that all the evidence pointed to Richard.
So that's the redirection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So and that's a turning point because this whole time Charles was trying to defend Richard. Now he has to be like, fuck.
If one of us is going down, it's you.
Perfecto.
Um.
Richard sees the writing on
All right.
the wall, stabs a bit,
I didn't kill that hoe.
stabs Preggers right in the belly. It's getting dark.
Game of Thrones style.
We're about
Okay, let's have one more
Yeah, I was about to
turn
say,
or
we're
one
about at
more
the
like
hour
big
mark,
plot
so what's
device,
the next turn?
and then call it. What's
so
that?
what's the next turn now that Richard's out as the frame
Okay.
one?
So,
Do
now
they
that
go
blame
look
is
at the
redirected
stuff?
to Charles.
He
What's
said
that?
he hid the stuff. Does he go show people that he hid the stuff?
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, that's got to be it. Like he shows everyone where he threw the stuff. That's logical. So now all the blame is on Richard. But now there's got to be something to vindicate him.
Yeah.
Right? Like, one, I'm not that stupid. Why would I leave all the shit lying around?
And two, why does it benefit me?
Well, no, it benefits him because if Margaret knew that both of them were together, she would have cut him
Yeah,
out
no,
of
that
the
makes
will.
sense. Like,
As well as the
yeah, that's
son
my
too.
knife, but why would I use
She doesn't.
my knife to kill her?
But everyone else thinks that she might have known.
Does Richard throw the blame back at Charles, like realizing maybe he's the one that framed him?
How is he vindicated? Richard, I'm not. Why would I leave things behind? One thing is they've got to really wonder why, like, Charles would even hide all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like he must have not even have believed it.
Sure.
Oh yeah, he can say that. Charles didn't believe it. That's why he hid it. Now we got to redirect all the blame for some reason on Katie because she's the least suspicious, which is why we're going to try to make her the most suspicious.
Well, I think the reason an
Yeah.
audience watching this would think she's suspicious, any person that watches enough movies, is she's the least active character.
Well, it could have been. I think actually Elaine's the least suspicious as of this
You
point.
think?
But
Yeah.
Katie's a close runner. Why
Oh.
would Elaine Elaine's
Katie-
pregnant lady go around killing
Elaine
people?
got up to get... She found the body, right?
Couldn't, right? Yeah, she found the body.
Yeah.
Could she have blood on her, whatever she's wearing, too?
Why would
You
she-
don't need to, right? You can just see the body without actually stepping.
But
to
how
the
are we
body.
going to make Elaine suspicious? I really don't understand how we would.
No, I think we could make Katie suspicious. I don't think we can make Elaine suspicious.
she's a tough one, being...
She's the one that alerted everyone to the body, right?
Yeah.
That's not something you do when you're a murderer, unless you're really good.
Well, you
Maybe
could.
she's really
Yeah,
good.
why not?
But, no, the body was definitely done before she even went down, right?
Well,
That couldn't have been in the plan.
why not?
Because she wouldn't have known
It could have been a
that it
scream
would be
situation,
all
and
the way
Charles
done.
and Elaine could have done.
She
this
wouldn't
together.
know that Richard would go and hide all this stuff.
True.
Or Charles would have gone and hide
So
all
why?
this
How are we
stuff.
going to throw blame at Katie though? She hasn't done shit.
It was she always hated her mom.
That's true. Somebody could say you're the only one that's even hated Mother.
Yeah. You're the only one that even hated her.
Who would say that though? Charles?
I feel like Richard would say
That's
that.
what I was about to say. Elaine. So Richard would be like, "I'm not an idiot. Why would I leave things behind?" Even Charles didn't believe it. Katie is the only one who didn't like Margaret. She's the obvious killer here.
No, she's not. She's not an obvious killer. We need some reason that she's obvious. Just because you didn't like her. So you must have murdered her.
So you killed her.
You didn't like her.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little
Well,
difficult.
It's a bit of a stretch.
how about Richard goes into long rant about how much Margaret
She hated.
and Katie hate each other. This is where it could blow up with just pure. You're always
So how about
Charles
Katie
was always the
kept
favorite. You were
shitting
always
on
hated.
Charles,
So on and so.
and Charles exploded and just talking back to Katie. So would that be natural? To exposing like how Katie and her mother hated each other over the years?
Yeah, I think, they
Charles
like,
backs this up.
extreme hate. And Katie's like, well, yeah. Like, Katie responds not with, I didn't do it, but she deserved the hate.
Yeah.
But I didn't kill her.
He said that's one way to die. Much better than what I would have pictured.
She was a real bitch.
But I didn't kill her. That's an important thing for her to say. No one goes, I wish I did it. That's what she should say.
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe she is that type of person who doesn't say, I didn't kill her. She just says, no. Well, I was a real bitch.
Yeah, but no, I think I
I
wish I did it. Does that make you think she's more suspicious or less suspicious?
Well, if somebody comes out and openly say that they hated the victim, I mean, it's put them into danger.
Yeah, I think they have to say, I didn't
that,
kill her.
Yeah.
I didn't kill her, but I wish I did. I wanted to.
I wanted
How about
to.
that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to.
Yeah. There we go. That's a good ending spot. So Katie's like, I didn't kill her. I mean, I wanted to, but I didn't.
So when do we bring in the grizzly bear then?
That's at the end, dog.
Oh, okay.
The beard becomes the bear, and the bear becomes the beard.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously. That's just Hollywood. Standard everyday Hollywood.
It's crazy, though, like, sitting down, writing a movie, you realize how much, like, motivations and stuff you do have to get into.
Yeah, like, you really gotta, like, I don't know. Like, you write yourself into a corner and you're like, okay, we gotta get out of this somehow. How do we do this?
So we fucked up here. How do we fix this? It's just like any machine you set up.
Come up with a creative solution.
The way you get towards
It's
the
what?
end, you realize you have to fix like 3 things beforehand to fix the end, but then fixing those 3 things changes where you're headed in the first place.
But
But yeah, I like where it's going. We need to get into actual like scripting and dialogue eventually too, though.
Well, yeah, I don't know how many points we need, like...
Because at 38 points, we might be
before-
getting towards the actual end of the story, right? Because there's a lot of dialogue in this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so, too. I think this movie's mostly, like...
It's a dialogue-driven
Detective
movie.
Stories. I think it's mostly dialogue, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Till next time, man.
Alright.
So, yeah, hey, so let's just end the discourse now.
Alright,
Okay.
later.
Alright, later.